Okay, everybody, here we are. I'm going to be bringing us Majora's Mask right now, so I'm going to be discussing how I actually created the Majora's Mask that you're going to be seeing right here in front of you all. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to be making a small series for you all on how I am working on this mask right here. So I'm going to be breaking this down into many parts. For the first beginning, I'm going to have a little opening 4-part series to this thing, and it's going to be how I begun the series, how to create a design, pulling it all kind of together, and then getting it to function, getting it to where you're actually able to start using it cosplay style. So let's get into this here. As you can see, I always have my setup is kind of is an in-house setup. I like to actually have my shops kind of be where I live, so I always have myself set up pretty fluid for being able to create pretty much any kind of art function. I like to do anything from sculpting, drawing, art, anything. So here, my son and me were playing the new Legend of Zelda's Breath of the Wild. So we figured, hey, we want to have a little bit of fun with this thing. He's like, I kind of want to get a costume going for this, Dad, for Halloween. So I said, perfect. And huge fan of the art of Zelda. It really is too cool. So with it, I wanted to kind of put my own twist on it a little bit, because I like to make things. I see what I see in the art of it, and I like to kind of change it a little bit. So how I begun with this here is I figured, what is the medium I'm going to be using? The medium I'm using right now, as you can see here, is I'm going to be using starch and newspaper. So I'm going to be doing paper mache. I like to start with a good paper mache, make it nice and thick. The reason for it is I like to be able to cut it and get around and fold and create some good form that I'm going to be able to actually have for my template for this mask that I'm creating. So as you can see here, I started drawing it. What I did is I took a balloon, filled the balloon up, and I really did layer probably 4 to 6 layers of newspaper. I cut mine into thin strips, and I like to lay them into the bowl, get them a little bit wet, and then after that I let them sit for a second so they can totally saturate. Then from there I layer on about 4 layers to where I get a thick coat based onto my balloon, which gives it a real rigidity is what I'm looking for. Some a little bit of tensile strength for me to be able to apply stuff to. I don't want this thing to fall apart. I don't want it to feel flimsy on my face either. So I want it to be able to really have a light heft to it. So paper works great too when you really layer this on. And if you layer the I always take my strips and I lay that it's about 1 inch thick by about 4 to 6 inches, and with that I layer one way and then I layer the other, crossing it gives me a nice good hatching. That kind of a hatching really allows for the flexibility that I'm going to be eventually needing for my mask to hold anything I'm going to be needing behind it. Like I eventually am going to be putting a brim on it that's going to be holding it as well. So right now this is going to be the first in a long series right now of how I design my Majora's Mask. So catch the next few parts. I'm looking to have the first 4 parts done pretty much for a 2-part weekly. Hopefully Monday and Friday should be coming out. So everyone, like, subscribe, notify, check it out, have fun, y'all.